Sigma no hands. Sigma no hands low. Top right.
Why does everybody say no hands? I think suck makes more sense. Sigma no suck. Like when somebody says Sigma no hands, I literally imagine Mr. Mime from Pokemon doing like that. It was like when Orisa came out. I would say Orisa no djembe. I should have just said bongo to begin with. It doesn't look like a bongo at all, by the way. And then like a week after that, people started saying Orisa no bongo. And I like to think that I had some influence in that. Because I didn't hear anybody else calling it a drum before that. I kept calling it a djembe. Or a drum. But it does look like a drum anyways, so I'm pretty sure I probably had no influence in that at all. But I was just like, it's not a bongo, it's more of a djembe. I'm like, no one cares. You're the old man in the background like, wah, you dang kids, it doesn't look like a bongo. Like, okay, let's look at this. Does this look like a supercharger? Do any of these look like superchargers? These are bongos. These are congas. Conga, bongo. Congas, bongos. Bongos, 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 bongos. These don't look like a supercharger. Now wait. Djembe. Oh, djembe, 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 djembe. Supercharger? Bongo? No. But now I call it bongo too. Don't touch my bongo. Indian drum. Which, yeah, it's literally just called an Indian drum. This thing. This looks more like a heckin' supercharger. Let's start calling it a Doombeck, everybody. That'll make sense. That definitely won't confuse literally everybody in the Overwatch community. What if I was like, bro, everybody, let's get on the train. Let's call it a djembe or a Doombeck. And I'd be like that guy in the games that's like trying to force it. And everybody'd be like, what are you talking about? I still think a djembe though. Djembe makes the most sense to me. It's even got it's freaking African drum too. This looks so much like a supercharger. That versus bongo. How did this be? I know exactly how this turned into people start calling it bongo. Because this happens in the drumming world too. Like especially new percussionists, they'll call every drum that looks like this, like they'll call this a bongo. They'll call that a bongo. They'll call timbales bongos. These are all bongos. Everything bongos. Bongo, bongo, bongo. Bongo is just easier. I do agree. It's easier to call out bongo, and it's a little bit more fun. Djembe is not as fun to say. Although I'd love to say conga. Yo, I'm throwing out my conga. Maybe okay, we could do an experiment. If I play Orisa solely for like a month straight and use the word djembe so much, like just heavily, like say it like 80 times per game, and then see at the end of it, if there's one person that ends up calling it a djembe after that month, like in a game without me provoking it or anything, mission accomplished. Because you know for a fact, if like Emong, for example, started calling it a djembe for like 1 or 2 streams, immediately the entire community would be like, yo, djembe, 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 djembe. Will they even know what it is though? No, probably not. Some people will. I mean, a djembe is not that obscure of a percussion instrument. Anybody that went through band probably heard the term djembe. Or any music class. Like, you've heard it before.
We want to show you some good pat, but instead of change.
Like, you've definitely heard this drum before.
Slap.
Sounds so good.
Tone. Slap. And then I put it together and I let it breathe.
These sound so good together. All right, come on. I have to be able to use that. I have to be able to use it at least once per stream, okay? Okay.